Yo, welcome to the Cosmic Paradox channel. Like, subscribe, and share. So, when we see in the beginning, one of the uh, more important symbols that we see is his helmet. Okay, so he wears the helmet of dreams. It's like a mask. It looks like the plague doctor mask. This is exactly how it's shaped or what it can remind you of. Um, but the helm, his helm serves as one of his three symbols. It's one of the three symbols of his power. So, and it's his helm along with his sand pouch or his pouch of sand and the dream stone or his ruby stone. So, and it's three. So when we're dealing with the symbology of three, just like the Trinity, three is also symbolic to the 3D world when something come in three. So these three things are what ground him in the waking world and allows him to be himself in the world, because the dreaming world is a spirit realm. It's a spirit world. The waking world is the 3D realm. It's the physical realm. So you kind of have to fall. It's a lesser realm because it's more dense. It's dealing more with matter. Um, because it's the real, it's the 3D world, as he says, you call it the real world versus the sleeping world when you go to sleep. So the three is can be symbolic to meaning or in representation of the 3D world. So he has these three items, these three things that kind of enhance his power, and these are what he always takes with him when he goes into the physical world. Now, the ruby is known to be, if you're looking up the properties of a ruby, it's associated with improving your energy, vitality, also your concentration, creativity. Is good for loyalty, honor, compassion. So ruby is thought to be protective, like it protects one's possessions, one's family. It's said to stimulate the heart chakra also, but it's also seen as a root chakra stone itself. So it brings spiritual wisdom while shielding against attack, both physical and psychic. So it's a stone of good fortune, stone of protection. The vitality, that's why it gave longer life. It grants dreams, makes dreams come true. It's red, so aligning with the root chakra, the material world. So making dreams come true into the physical. So, um, also in the sense of the body, boosting your energy levels because it's connected to life force, like red, like blood. So it gets you grounded. So ruby is seen as one of the four precious gemstones along with diamond, sapphire, and emerald. So these are your more popular stones that you see on jewelry and what have you. So spiritually, ruby represents a burning bright light in the darkness. All right, so it's a burning bright light in the darkness. And whenever one has come to a sense of mastery, that is the realization of the light in the darkness. That is one going into the darkness and bringing forth or realizing that they are that light. So, being the king of dreams and nightmares, of course, you know, as a ruler, as a lord, this is what he is capable of. This is what these titles represent. This is what they are telling you about who he is, his character, his power. So the helm, it serves as his sigil. So it's a sigil, and a sigil is like a symbol. It's a seal. It's a stamp. So it's like a symbol of. It's like a brand symbol. So when you see a certain symbol, you know what that is. So you see the helm, that pretty much automatically represents Dream or Morpheus or Lord Morpheus. So he wears the mask. It's also in connection to the whole DC character of wearing the mask when it was the gas mask to protect. But there's a little connection and all that went in there, but we not gonna really. It is not important here. But because in the beginning we see Morpheus or Sandman or Dream, the Lord Dream, pursuing a nightmare that was causing problems, wreaking havoc in the waking world. And dreams and nightmares are not to be in the waking world. So, um, that's pretty much what we see him getting ready to do, because that's what he does. He controls nightmares, so he can go and, because they're not allowed to do things of that nature, torment the actual real world. So that's like a nightmare getting loose, something that's supposed to potentially be made for a purpose of fear being faced. That's what nightmares are for. So, and then in this, we also meet Lucian, the librarian, and she's asking if he comes back, if he's coming back, and he's like, why would I not come back? You know what I'm saying? Why would you ask me that? Of course I'm coming back. And it's funny because she asks him that, and she responds with, I don't know, a presentiment. And she's a precise word. Presentiment is a very selective word of choice because it basically means I just have a feeling. It's just an intuitive feeling, like a premonition or something. So she had a bad feeling about him leaving at this particular point in time. So although he's an all-powerful dream lord, the ruler of the realm of dreams, it's not the same in the waking world. So he can be weakened in the physical world. Always remember, spirit don't supposed to dwell in the physical world. It's always in a weaker state. That's why they show you spirits possessing physical vessels, because they can't survive in that physical world, in that real world. So even as powerful as he is, he's still vulnerable. He's still vulnerable. And dreams, she said to him, dreams rarely survive in the waking world, but nightmares, on the other hand, seem to thrive there. So now, mind you, he's the king of dreams and nightmares. So if he doesn't thrive there as a dream, he may can only live or survive in terms of a nightmare, which can play different ways. And he himself ending up being in a nightmare, being captured for over a century, being stuck in a glass bubble for 100 years. So while everything is crumbling and everything happening with dreams and nightmares affecting him as a collective, or on a collective level, because that's what he is personified as, the ruler of that. So when you tamper with it, it's going to tamper with him as well.